is, depending on where you are around the world.
What's up, Jack? How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been super pumped. I've been really looking
Good.
forward to this for the past few days.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick
Um,
us off with a quick introductory, and then I'll fire right into letting you do your thing. Okay.
yeah, no
So,
worries.
so Jack kind of already said a quick introduction. So again, I think we are covering all time frames here in this AMA, with just the short amount of participants we have. I know we have some who are experiencing morning, some afternoon, and some in the evening, literally. But otherwise, I just want to give a quick introduction on Gold Farm before I get dove in here. So I just want to let everybody know we do have 26 active farms across both the BSC and the ETH networks, 22 active farming partners. And we thought it was time finally we get some sessions going so you guys can meet some of these amazing projects if you haven't taken the steps to join their Discord, their Telegram, and ask some questions and learn about them. So here at the Gold Farm, who we are, we're a farming as a service protocol whose aim is to allow projects to deploy their own token or NFT farms themselves with just a few clicks. We have an upcoming auto deployer feature that will allow this to take place. We're very excited about it. We're a main partner of the FEG project, as well as the first listed trading pair on the FEG exchange. And we are here for our members to use our native token Gold to farm for a multitude of other tokens while preserving their token balance here with the Gold. This upcoming week, we got a very exciting week. We have several more farms coming to our platform. That means the addition of more farming partners. And the first of those coming soon farms is here with us. That was Jack just speaking. I'm going to ask him some very basic questions before moving on to our other two established farms. And without that, I will, without further ado, we'll kind of introduce BankRoll. So BankRoll is going to be our new farming partner coming up here very soon. They're the first escrow marketplace on the Binance Smart Chain. And they have an aim of the marketplace to host simple space through which buyers and sellers can identify specific services and assess the quality and reliability of both the buyers and sellers. So an escrow service platform, Jack, I'm going to let you kick it off. If you could please let us know how long ago did your token launch? And did you guys actually complete an audit already?
All right. So BankRoll originally launched about 8 weeks ago. We are one of those very unfortunate projects that got quite heavily botted during launch. So we sort of struggled a little bit from there. However, we have continued with all of our development, and most of our community are quite amazed at the rate at which we are actually pushing through some of the development that we're actually still pushing through. We have completed an audit, so we have got we passed through the tech rate audit. I know our dev Cody is planning to join us in a minute. He's just caught up with a couple of things. He'll be able to speak to that a little bit more than I can. I'm just
That's
trying
fine.
to chase him up in the background, so I'm
No,
still
this
a
is
little
absolutely fine.
distracted.
Yeah, no, we can wait for Cody. Can you just go ahead and dive right into this, just describing the project and what it brings to the table in DeFi?
Yeah. All right. So main thing is there's obviously a lot of rewards tokens around. So BankRoll is a rewards token. We are paying 8% BNB to all of our holders. The overall buy tax is a 15% buy tax. So 8% of that is reflected in 8% BNB reflections to holders. We have 4% going into our liquidity pool. 2% goes to our marketing and 1% goes to our vault. So the vault is really cool. I know that's not really an unusual thing. A lot of people are doing that now. But essentially what the vault does is it will fill up, and instead of us just going, hey, let's just like open the vault and hand out a reward to the team or to the community, we're actually setting that up to go off at particular milestones. So we did $2,000 giveaway when we hit a $500,000 market cap, which was over the weekend. And we have just announced, I've just set up the tweet just now, we're going to be doing our next giveaway, which will be a $3,000 USD giveaway when we hit a $1 million market cap. So the thing to note there, we're actually still very, very low cap. And I would argue that we are potentially one of the most undervalued tokens on the Binance network at the moment. But that's that to me, like that's some pretty cool stuff. That's actually not the most exciting thing that we have going. The most exciting thing we have going is our escrow service. So in the next few weeks, we will be launching. And basically, what the escrow service will be is a way for buyers and sellers of a variety of goods and services to be able to basically vet each other and make transactions in a safe way. So I know it's like anyone in here who is a mod or a dev of a Telegram understands how many messages you get from people being like, hey, like I'll give you marketing, I'll make you stickers, I'll make you this, I'll make you that, etc., etc. We know that 95% of those are scams. So really cool thing is if we basically looking at setting up a marketplace so that you can go somewhere where you know that the people who you were trying to purchase those services from or goods, you can be buying NFTs, you can be buying physical goods. So we're setting up so you'll be able to buy merchandise from not just BankRoll merchandise, but literally any type of merchandise that someone wants to sell through the marketplace. And instead of you just being like, yep, I will transfer you money, and then I am just going to cross my fingers and hope that those services or goods come, though that transaction will essentially go into escrow. So it goes into a locker. A seller will be able to see that that money has gone into escrow. So they will be able to provide their service or their goods. And then once both the buyer and seller are happy that that service and that transaction has been completed, then they both will be able to select, yes, I'm happy with what's happened. Everything's gone as planned. And that transaction will be completed and the funds will be transferred to the buyer. Essentially, what that is creating is a system in which we can't be scammed anymore. You can't have someone promise you a service or goods and you not be able to receive them. We will have people in the background that will be checking through and watching what's happening. So any disputed transactions, if I've transferred you money and you haven't provided the service or the goods you have wanted, you will get your money back. Um, that's the basics. It does go a lot further than that. I know we've got a couple of questions later on, so I'm going to hold some of our secrets until we get to that point, because there's some really cool developments that we've got coming up, which are going to sort of like really amplify how exciting that is for us.
Very cool, Jack. Thank you for all that information. That was, it's a lot, but all these projects are a lot to take in. I mean, that's for sure. I think it's a really cool idea what you guys have going on as far as trying to create a safer space where people can, have a holding service where that money goes before it's distributed out, just to make sure that the service does come through. Also, congratulations on the 500K market cap. I did watch your chart. You guys went bananas for a little bit. So, yep, absolutely. All right. So, I only have, 2 more questions for you just because I wanted to keep it short for each project. So, you may not have to dive too far into sharing some of these secrets, but I did want to have an idea. I mean, this kind of might lead into it. I mean, what are your plans to increase not only your holder count, but also the price of your token through the end of this year?
All right. So this has been a little bit of a quite tightly held secret. Pardon me. So obviously, as the escrow service is released, we will see quite a natural increase in holders. We've been vetting and trying to organize a range of vendors, etc., to be opening up a store through the marketplace. So as that is going, obviously a lot of those vendors will be setting up. And then anyone that wishes to be purchasing anything through there will naturally be coming through the service as well. There is this really nifty thing we're doing, and I know that I get really excited about the fact that we are releasing the first escrow service on the Binance network. There is something else we are doing which I haven't seen anyone else do either. So there's 2 things. One, we're not looking at BankRoll being the only specific currency that can utilize the escrow service. We are setting up and opening the escrow service for people to be able to complete those transactions with the currency Monero. a good cool thing that we're doing with this. So obviously the first question is like, well, how does people making transactions through Monero add value to our token? So our natural taxes are quite high, but those taxes don't account for the escrow service. So there's no 15% tax there at all. Those transactions will occur at a 1% fee. So that 1% fee will go towards paying staff to be able to actually go through and check disputed transactions and help buyers and sellers come to conclusion. On when people are purchasing through the Monero currency, there will be a 2% fee. So 1% of that fee will naturally go towards paying for staff, paying for back-end things to be able to maintain the system. 1% of that fee is going to be going towards a buyback and burn function within the BankRoll currency.
Hello.
Why that is... Oh, hey, Cody, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm late. I had a lot of internet connection troubles, but I'm here.
Welcome, Cody.
So,
Jack's doing a fantastic job breaking us down here. Appreciate you
yeah.
coming.
Oh,
No worries.
jeez. I don't know what I'd do without him. I'll let you continue. Finish, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so that additional 1% in Monero is going to be going towards a buyback and burn function in the BankRoll currency. So I'm not going to go outright and say that this hasn't been done before, but this is, as far as I can see, the first project on the Binance. I've gone looking, I cannot find anyone that's doing it that has an external function that contributes to a buyback and burn that isn't reliant on buys and sells of the native token. So that naturally means that as people are purchasing things in Monero, which will be outside of our own service, we will be contributing to a buyback and burn of BankRoll, which will continuously increase the price of BankRoll, regardless of what's happening inside our own ecosystem.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm sure it's gonna help to see something like that kind of drawn out. But man, what an idea!
Yeah.
Guys, with that, what I want to do real quick, because you know what, Jack, you did a great job of kind of just exploring not only through the end of this year, but kind of where you guys are going into the future with this, it seems. And that was kind of my finishing question: is where do you see yourself in the future? I do want to open this up for the community. You know, I do see we have more members in here than I even anticipated. Just want to see if anybody's got any quick questions on their mind about what you just said, because you gave us a lot. And then that way, you know, Cody may be able to address that. And then, you know, like I said, we will move on to our next partner in about 5 minutes. So I appreciate everybody here. But yeah, community, if you got any questions, please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. These guys are ready to answer.
Yeah, so I do have a question. So when you spoke about it, you said that it's to protect, you know, to make sure that the buyer receives the services or goods or whatever. But does the seller have any kind of protection? For example, if okay, go.
Yeah. So the transaction can be disputed by either the buyer or the seller. So essentially, the transaction is initiated. There is an agreement that goes through into what that service will be provided. Either at any point through this transaction, the buyer or the seller can dispute the transaction, and that will trigger someone manually coming through to make a decision about what needs to be happening moving forward. So if a seller is being screwed over, or if someone's being unreasonable, so we will be setting up a fairly significant guidelines on what a seller needs to be stating when they are selling something. Because if the seller has completed everything that they have said within their own sort of like agreement, then the seller is going to be the person that will end up getting the money at the end of the transaction anyway. We will be sort of like putting a significant amount of work into protecting both buyers and sellers.
Yes.
Beautiful. I just got another quick question, if that's okay. How much is the minimum hold to earn BNB?
10,000 token. Yeah. So we have 10,000 at the moment. I think taking into consideration the 15% tax. I think that you might have to correct me, Cody. I don't think it's too expensive. I think it's about 20 Oh wait, no, I'm thinking 100. Yeah, maybe about 20 USD, somewhere around there.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that.
It depends on the price. Yeah,
Oh,
crypto these
no,
days.
thanks for that.
No worries. Any other questions?
That's a great question, but
There
anybody else
was.
out there?
Yeah, actually, I have one question.
Awesome, please, yeah.
So actually, I just found I'm following the gold from last when it launches on the BSC Smart Network, and I'm doing farming. That's great. I love these things. But in between, I found two things like you got two farm. One was irony, second was some quantum, and people who have added their money to farming those kind of things. And those two coins are not working properly. People lost their money, whatever they have spent it. So the way you are choosing the partner, there is any way you're choosing, or they are directly contacting you, or and you are accepting them to add your gold form? What is the process to choosing your partners?
Yeah,
All right,
before I
so
go ahead and just move on to the next sorry, yeah. Before I just move on to the next
I-
partner here. Oh, go ahead.
I could point out how you contact us.
Oh, sure, please, Cody. Thanks.
Yeah, they do vet who they're going to
Yeah.
list and put on their farms. I was asked if we have an audit to provide it. They don't just put anyone on there. They want to make sure it's a legit project, legit team, and yeah, that's pretty much. They're not going to accept any just random person. So
This
that
is
was from
right.
my
Yeah.
experience.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate that that insight a ton, because we're trying to improve how we vet our processes. We of course have a standard vetting process, but we are
Yes.
getting better at it. But yes,
Yeah.
we are looking for minimal things. Doxing is a great idea. Audits are amazing. We check the Telegram ahead of time, and we were in the Telegrams ahead of time, just kind of perusing activity. And of course, we ripped through the website, white paper, all that before we extend the invitation. All right, so
I was going to say I have another question for BankRoll, if that's all right.
Go ahead, fire away for
Yep.
BankRoll.
Yeah. So what I was going to ask you also is, so is there going to be a platform where sellers actually put up their service that they're going to provide, so that buyers that are interested in particular services can come and find these sellers? And are these sellers going to be also vetted and sort of like a bit of research done on these before that?
Yes, definitely. Can answer that with, yeah, there'll be categories, there'll be different rules for vendors. It will depend on the service or what you're trying to sell. There's quite a lot of guidelines for both the buyer and the seller. So in your example, what would they be selling?
Well, nothing in particular. I was just thinking more along the lines of marketing and things like that for people who provide services in marketing. But
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, that's just what I wanted to know. Say someone is offering a Reddit post, number one on CoinMarketCap. For those types of posts, we will, of course, they'll go through the regular vetting process, and we will verify if they can actually do that. And say if they do get past that process and they scam someone, we do have all of the chat logs. We have all of that information on our end. The seller can, fight with the buyer. The buyer can leave negative feedback. It's quite complicated, but it will work in favor for both the buyer and the seller. We want to protect both, because there are unfortunately a lot of
you'll be able to review people that you've used personally and give these guys sort of like a good positive comment, so that way other people can find these people. Nice.
Yes, that's going to be mandatory to a degree for buyers. If you buy something and after you receive it, you've got the product, you leave a rating, good or bad, and you leave a comment. The buyers can also, this isn't advertised too publicly to sellers, but buyers can also leave a rating for certain sorry, sellers can leave a rating for certain buyers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll
Alright,
be
thanks for
different
that.
levels
Anyone
of
that is
stuff.
found to be scamming anyone or providing a service will instantly basically be barred from utilizing the service moving forward as
Yes.
well.
Yes. If a vendor or someone scams people or is found to be scamming, they will be permanently banned and they will lose their money. They won't
Great,
receive their
guys.
funds back.
Jack, Cody, I
Indeed.
appreciate you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off, Cody. I
Yeah,
apologize.
sorry.
Just 'cause you
I'm
answered
sorry.
the question. Yeah, no, we're good. I just, from the sake of time, I do want to get everybody in and give them a lot of time. So I want to thank you both and the community for our questions. If there are more questions, which I'm sure there are, I know Cody and Jack are in their Telegram all the time. They do video chat. They do voice chat. You can always ask me to find out information about, if you have a question that didn't get asked. But at this time, I will thank you guys. I'm going to move on to our next second slot here, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys?
Awesome.
Thanks for your time.
No worries.
Appreciate you, Cody.
I'm gonna.
Thanks, Jack.
No, thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
I was late. I'll just
All
say
good.
I'm gonna be sticking around here until the end. So once it's all over, questions.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll keep it
No
open until
worries.
all questions are asked. Yeah. All right. So next, I see a couple of these guys in here already. We have on our number 2 slot today, we have 8-Bit Crypto. So many of you guys know this project at this point if you've been following along with the Gold Farm. They've only been with us for a short period of time, but they've done some very exciting things market cap wise. Of course, I highly encourage everyone to visit their website, explore their documents, their docs team. They're available all the time on Telegram. But without further ado, I will introduce the fine fellows over at 8-Bit Crypto. How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Good,
guys.
All right.
Here, we love Gold Farm. We love our farm. We love interacting with you guys. Especially love you, Mr.
Oh,
Peg.
You guys are
But
awesome.
we love being here, and we're happy to answer any questions or go through this AMA with you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it real basic. So, you guys started off with us just a little bit ago. You guys are our number one. Well, you've been our number one performing farm for the last couple of weeks in and out, but you're our number one holder of gold in the farms. You guys have the most amount of gold in your farm, the most popular on our service. So it's pretty cool. But I will start off with the same kind of question I started off with BankRoll. When did you guys launch, and are you currently audited, and by who?
So we launched just over a month ago, and yes, we are currently audited, and we are audited by Nebula. That was our preliminary audit, and we do plan on getting a CertiK audit shortly as funds come up for that, as CertiK is rather expensive. We are a small funded team, so we have to pick and choose our battles at that, but we are audited by Nebula.
Amazing. Thank you. So first, meaty question here then, just to really get you a chance to talk. I just want you to describe your project. What is 8-Bit Crypto, and then what does it bring to the table in the DeFi space?
Awesome. And I'm going to use you here in a second. Just you'll see why. But
Let's do
8-Bit
it.
Crypto, we're a dynamic token. Our aim is to change the way people invest and save money. And we do so by rewarding users a multitude of ways. And we incorporate that through our crypto arcade and our crypto lottery. We call it our crypto lotto and we call it our crypto arcade because it's not just about 8-Bit. It's all about the entire crypto sphere. And I can't go into too much detail, but just know our partner tokens will have exclusive access on our lotto and on our arcade in order to gain more holders and bring everybody together. But I wanted to talk about a little bit about our lottery, and that's why I'm going to bring you in. You're from the United States, right?
That's right.
Perfect. You're familiar with the Powerball, correct?
I am familiar with the Powerball. Yes.
How much money do you spend per line or per ticket on the Powerball?
I mean, is it only $1 per line, or
$2, right? $2. It's like $2, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but that's only for one drawing.
Yeah, right.
So one drawing, and you're done. If you lose, you lost money. Now, in our lottery, exactly, pretty much every time you play, right?
Yeah.
In our lottery, when you hold our token, you get tickets, and these tickets never expire. You're not buying the tickets. You're not exchanging the tickets. You are earning the tickets just by being a holder. up to a maximum of 10,000 tickets. Now you get more tickets based off how many tokens you hold. And every single week, every Sunday is our planned day because, you know, Sundays are great days. We are doing a lottery, right? And the lottery currently, the lotto pool is ever increasing because part of our tokenomics, 1% goes into the lottery pool. Now, if nobody wins the jackpot, just like the Powerball, it goes up and it keeps going up and it keeps going up until somebody wins the jackpot. Just like the Powerball, if you match one number, like the 8-ball, we call it the 8-ball, which is the Powerball for Powerball's sake in examples, you'll get a certain percentage of that pool shared with everybody else who matched it. Now, if you match 1-ball, 2-ball, you get a certain reward for that just by holding. All of this is going to be able to be used through our interactive app that will be available on iOS and on Android. Right? It's going to be the first of its kind. It's the first lottery that's able to do this on the crypto sphere. Other lottos are more like raffles to what we've seen so far, and they're more of you have to spend your token and purchase it instead of just earning them. That's the lotto part. We decided to come out with the quote-unquote easy utility first. Our arcade is so extensive. We keep adding to our arcade list every single day. Like, it's not even funny. Our arcade started with something so simple like, okay, we're going to add, you know, Sega games, Namco games, and we're going to have a play to earn aspect. And then we're like, wow, we can add NFTs. And we're going to have these NFTs be power-ups. And these special NFTs are going to give you extra lives. And you can use those in our arcade tournaments, which is going to earn you more 8-bit, right? And it keeps ever growing. And our partnership tokens, if, for example, if we wanted to do a Donkey Kong remix, we were able to do that. We will build custom games for our partners and feature them. We also have plans on having a community submitted section of our arcade where people can submit custom NFTs, custom games where people can vote and play, and we can feature that right onto our main platform, the main arcade. And that's not it. Guys, what kind of arcade is it without trying to lose and win some money? We do have a small, and I want to emphasize very small portion of our arcade will be a casino style where you are able to gamble your nibbles. We call them nibbles because you will trade in your 8-bit tokens and you'll receive nibbles. Now, these are not a new token, but it's an arbitrary, it's kind of like an in-game currency. That's what DMC called it, and we kind of ran with that. We like it because it's an in-game currency. You're going to use these nibbles to play all the various games. You'll probably get like over 1 million nibbles for a couple of 8-bit just because we want you to be able to play and have fun. That's all it is. We want to be rewarding, we want to be secure, and we want to have fun.
Dude, that was an awesome overview. I know if anyone's already checked out your site, they know your design. So if they can just pair picturing your design with everything you just said, it's like,
oh yeah, it's awesome.
Damn,
and our shop is coming soon. So if you like 8-bit stuff, it's coming, guys. I'm telling you.
That is awesome. Well, I mean, I love your style. You know that. So there's a good chance I'll be in that market.
Heck yeah.
So that was a great first step here. I mean, you really kind of even led into some of my future questions. You kind of went into where the vision is and where you see yourself in the future. If you could just give me an idea, you know, I know that the wallet's not available yet. The arcade's not quite available just yet. But can you give us a time frame, and what you see happening between now and the end of this calendar year? What's going on?
Sure.
Yeah.
Roberto, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I can take this. So I'm marketing dev for 8-bit guys. Basically, we hope that the app can come out actually somewhere between November, December. We're aiming for before end of year. So that's our goal right now. And then the arcade somewhere in Q1 2022. It really just depends on how everything goes. But right now we're on a pretty good track. And we actually show a lot of pictures to our community. If you guys want to head to our Telegram, we show pictures of our progress with the app. It's out there. Soon we'll have some videos of the UI going around. So we definitely want to be very transparent with the community and show that we actually are working really hard. But until then, you know, it's really all about exposure of the token right now. So we're working on paid promotions, working with YouTube influencers, getting videos out. Yesterday, we had a YouTuber come out with a video. Today, actually, we're having one come out with a video. We work with a lot of Twitter crypto influencers. We do advertisements in the form of banner ads, and we put digital ads on exchanges. So really, it's just getting out our message, but also getting out our message to non-traditional crypto investors. Because, you know, that's something that a lot of tokens right now are not aiming for. They're not aiming for the non-traditional holder. And actually, I would say almost half of our holders are non-traditional holders just from doing advertisements within our community locally. So we're going to keep continuing to do that in form of, billboards and posters. And, it's actually gotten a lot of reception, and a lot of people just in our small community have invested. So expanding that out more to the local area is going to be really cool. And then eventually we're going to go ahead and go into apps like TikTok, Instagram, and just get all these non-usual, non-traditional crypto holders, because I think that's going to drive a lot of volume and it's going to set us apart differently. And the theme and nostalgic factor of, the retro token, 8-bit, that's really going to resonate with a lot of older generation. It's going to resonate with the younger generation that want to get, back into the 80s, things like that. So I think there's just a whole lot of good from here on out, and you're going to see a lot of more exposure about our token.
Very cool. Great answer. I will just touch on the fact that, you guys truly are a very transparent team. It's amazing how much you do share with the community versus other projects I work and deal with. So thank you guys for that part. And it's also, amazing. You guys are taking organic growth to a whole new idea. You guys are literally going like grassroots movement on, getting your local community, and that nostalgia factor is probably a huge component to that. I don't really have any more questions on my side for these guys. I wanted to open it up, see if any community members have any questions here. That was pretty thorough. And again, I would invite you to join their Telegram if you haven't done so already, because they'll give you any additional information you need. But any voice questions that we have? Anybody?
Yeah,
there's quite a lot to. Yeah,
wait,
go
hang
ahead,
on.
Ozzy.
Oh yeah, okay. Ozzy, go ahead.
All right, so I was going to ask, how you mentioned the arcade and having games and things like that on there. So is it possible for other projects who already have games in development or have developed games already to be able to bring them over to that platform, or do they have to be developed through you guys?
No, yeah, that's part of our community section. We definitely plan on having, for instance, we had a couple of people who are like, yeah, I'm an SQL developer. I've done JavaScript and Java. It'd be so cool if I could create, a retro game. I'd love to do that as a side project for you guys. Whereas we don't necessarily want to make it an official game yet, because we don't know the quality, and we want to make sure we have the highest quality available. But we want to make sure the community also feels that they're respected and that they're able to submit towards the token and help that out. So we're able to do that, as well as through partnerships. We're very flexible when it comes to implementing games. For instance, we had an NFT guy reach out to us. He wants to do a 32 by 32 memory match game. And as you are memory matching NFTs, you would earn those based in 90 seconds. You'd play the game and you would earn those. That's one of the games he's developing, and you wanted to put that into our platform. So we're in talks with him into implementing that into our arcade. So we're definitely open when it comes to other projects and partnerships and what they would want and what we get in return as well. Because if the more games, the merrier.
That's awesome.
Good answer. Cody, what you got?
That pretty much answered that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I haven't heard of 8-bit before. Sorry, guys. I was just trying to find your Telegram. And yeah, no, I can't think of anything else.
Well, if you want our Telegram, it's 8bitcrypto.net. If you click on the Telegram symbol, you're good to go.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it was very good explanation. I like that.
No problem with quickly posting that in the chat, I suppose.
No, not at
For
all.
Gold
I'm already on it.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to share the telegrams in Gulf, please, for our partners, do it.
Sure.
That's where I'm up to. Someone help me.
All right. Anybody else have a question for our guys over at 8-bit? I mean, that was, pretty thorough as always, but very informative.
With the mobile app, what language is it being developed in? What type of expansion, and like what are the options there really?
What do you mean by expansion?
So correct me if I'm wrong. It was quite a lot to take in, but is it only mobile? Will it be on web as well?
It will
going
only
to
be mobile in the beginning, and there's a reason for this. Because if you go onto the lottery app and you put game or lottery where you'll get a whole bunch of different things. We want people to accidentally stumble upon us that have never been in crypto. We're making the lottery so the lottery app so user friendly that people will just end up buying it because they want to be into it. So for now, just an app. However, we're not against implementing it into our arcade website as well, at least in some form, because it's always good if someone's playing a game and it's Sunday and you're like, oh, we're gonna have a drawing in 2 hours, and you have all of that there as well.
Yep. That's awesome. Is it going to be on the iOS App Store?
Yes,
Apple?
it'll be on iOS and
with the
Android.
new privacy legislation.
Yeah, so
iOS
we looked
and Android.
into it. Yeah, we looked into it. We don't break any privacy issues. We don't break any legal issues. We don't break any licensing issues because technically we are an in-game currency, if you really think about it.
Awesome.
And we've actually contacted a couple of lawyers to make sure we fall into all the guidelines for our state of Florida, and to make sure we're all in the legal standpoint. And so far, we've checked all the boxes. And if there's any licensing that comes up that we need, we're definitely ready for it. And we've applied for anything that we might need.
Okay, awesome. That's really reassuring. I do like the sound of that. No.
And just a little tidbit, by the way, we are actually in talks with Namco and Sega on getting licensing for our arcade. We're just waiting to hear back for them on some things, but I'm very excited to probably implement the original Galaga and Pac-Man into our arcade.
Oh my goodness, that's some crazy news right there.
Yes, that's a Gold Farm exclusive.
I was gonna say, you're supposed to be sharing that.
Throw money. If you throw money at anyone, they're always, you throw money anywhere, people are gonna take it. So
heard. Yep, for sure. Awesome. I mean, hey, has anybody else got anything out there for our 8-bit guys? That's pretty much we're right there on time, so we're kicking butt.
I have a quick question.
Please. Yeah. I heard a question. Fire away.
Are you guys gonna stick to the 8-bit thing, or are you gonna continue development up to like 1632?
We get this question so much. It's so funny. People are always like, "Oh, when are you guys gonna upgrade to 16-bit, 32, 64?" So in terms of just like the games and all that, like all jokes aside, it's gonna be like anything that's retro and like pixelated almost. So yeah, there is going to be like some 64, there will be some 32, some 16. So it won't just strictly be 8-bit, but it's always going to keep into that, whole brand image of like pixelated, like 8-bit type 90s, 80s games.
The retro stuff, right on. I love it. Thanks, guys.
Of course.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I really appreciate it, as always.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. I know we're going to have you back again in the future. You guys have a ton of life left in that farm. I think there's, over 5 months still left of farming over at 8-bit. So
one thing.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
One thing. Actually, I got call from my friend, so I disconnected this voice chat. So one thing I just wanted to share here, if it is possible, then it will be better. Like whenever we do AMA. So if we could do some kind of video chat, in the sense like not video chat exactly, but whoever is going to represent the things to the people, if they will put some PPT, they will design some PPT and they will put all those kind of things over there. So whenever anybody has missed, like today, somewhere it is night, somewhere it is morning. So at the PPT, whatever he has idea, he will explain over there and we can record those things. So tomorrow he can view where we will have recorded, or we can put like Gold Farm YouTube channel, and whatever AMA we are doing, we can upload that video on the AMA on the YouTube channel. So people who are not present over here, they can join, they can get all those kind of things, because only who are present here, they have an idea and they have the knowledge, those things, whatever I discussed. But later on, people don't know about what the things. And second thing was that you people have a very high accent, I belong from the Asian countries, so I cannot capture all the words, all that meaning, whatever you said. So might be I have missed a lot of things. So if we could do those things, like PPT is there, video is there, some logical things would be there. So most people can view and most people can understand. Still in India, if you say in India, a lot of people are beginner. Only 0.1% are involving themselves in the cryptocurrencies because they are very slow and they don't understand what exactly is happening. I explain a lot of people about the gold to deposit gold and a lot of things. They clearly said to me that I don't believe these things is happening. But I said to them, this is happening. Even I am earning. But the thing is that I don't have any proof with me, like any videos, any PPT kind of things, because they don't understand fast English, so they never join a Telegram channel. They don't believe Telegram channel. But if we would have some like example on the videos or like PPT or kind of thing, so might be they can attract toward this kind of things and the cryptocurrency also.
Okay, so I super appreciate that. What I'd like you to do is send me a direct message, and you and I can kind of talk a little bit further, because of course this is only our first AMA. I would like to mention that we are going to critique and make this better, but it is recorded.
Yeah,
and we are going to be sharing this quite a few places, so it is going to hit a lot of forums. What's up, Cody? I see you up there.
Yeah, I was about to chime in there and help with that question.
Yeah, no problem.
I was meant to record this and have this streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and the likes before. And I have run into similar issues as yourself, Turthraj, with the whole Telegram thing and introducing the new people. But yeah, no, that sounds great. The only reason I'm not sure if someone else is recording it here, but I couldn't do it because I was late. My internet has been dead for most of today, in and out. So.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. So, well, I appreciate the feedback. Again, we were going to improve this for sure. But anyway, going forward, we have one more project. So I just want to give that last, 15, 20 minutes of time before we open it up for a couple extra questions. And I want to see if Safe Trip Finance is in the room with me. Anybody here from Safe Trip Finance?
Yo, what's up?
There we go.
How are you guys?
Great.
Really
How are you doing?
to hear all of you guys talking about your projects. Pretty interesting.
Glad you could join us. And I thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Definitely going to make sure you get your time slot here. But I just want to start off with you guys, same way as everybody else. You already established farm with us. You actually have a couple different ways to farm for Safe Trip Finance tokens. You can deposit gold. And right now, I know we've had a lot of issues with this Rich to STF farm, but it is going to re-roll today, we believe. I know I've worked with a lot of people as far as what we're going to do compensation wise, so we're going to work through that. But I think we do have maybe one more STF farm even lined up in the future. I won't dive into that one yet. But what I will start off with is asking, when did you guys launch, and are you currently audited? First question.
Okay, first we launched in July, 24th of July. We got audited by TechRate. Good.
TechRate, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, perfect. And if this is kind of the main bulk of the question here, just kind of a real informal introduction of your project, just trying to get an idea. If you could describe to us what is Safe Trip Finance and what does it bring to the DeFi table here?
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, first of all, when we actually try to explain Safe Trip Finance, we just need to dive in trading a little bit and investing. The act of trading or process of trading or investing. So, which is pretty much, it's annoying. And you need to use multiple brokerages for you to invest in assets or whatever, digital assets or stocks or, for instance, CFDs, etc. And this is actually takes time, takes lots of fees. Plus, whenever you're depositing your money, every broker is just accepting it straight up. Yeah, please give me your money. But whenever you're withdrawing your money, that's going to be complicated first. It's going to take up to 3-4 days. Depends on the amount of money you're withdrawing to. So, plus you have capital gains taxes too, which kicked our doors last year. Especially in Germany, I'm paying 25% on my returns. Good. So I was like, okay, fine. I've been trading for 7 years. I worked in a couple of banks. I worked in a couple of brokers as a dealer, as a gold dealer, for instance. So I was like, yeah, nice. So it's now time to basically solve these problems. How? By creating a unified financial umbrella, which is having our own exchange where you can basically trade CFDs, cryptocurrencies, digital assets. stocks, bonds, options, futures, for basically everything. And at the end of the day, you have your debit card where you can spend and withdraw your money through it. So at the end of the day, you're not paying that much fees. You're not using lots of brokers too. Plus, you're not paying capital gains taxes, because your capital gains taxes are realized once they hit your bank account. Good. But as long as you're spending through your broker and through your debit card, nobody's actually going to question you, because you're spending it. So it's an expense at the end of the day. So that's pretty much, I don't know, a 1 minute explanation about structured finance.
Yeah, no, that was a good explanation there of what you guys got going on. What's hold up, before we take any questions, I'm just going to have him go through just one more. Just before he clarifies here, I just wanted to get an idea. You mentioned debit card, right?
Yes.
Do you guys have is that something that's in the works, or what's?
Yeah, we actually started working, and we actually launched our first app, which is our DeFi hub. So we noticed that there is a gap in the market, and people are using two competitors out there to access charts, data, analyze any certain token or smart token, good, and to execute a trade or invest in it or whatever, swap it, whatever. Good. So we noticed that there is a gap out there. Yeah, there is already two existing competitors out there which are strong, but I was like, first, it's not really user friendly, so we need way more user friendly. And I was like, okay, the goal out of these two competitors is not actually to hold tokens and potential holders. It was actually just to make money out of ads and sponsoring tokens. Good. So I was like, okay, nice. So I'm gonna develop something which is act as a coin market cap, but mainly for DeFi, for tokens who actually get listed on PancakeSwap, Uniswap, etc., etc., etc. So it's mainly for the DeFi world. Because for DeFi, if you bring someone new to DeFi, it's like you going to a new country with a new language, with a new culture, with new everything. It's totally darkness. And you don't actually have access to nothing, but you gotta research, do your own research. And most people, they don't even do their research, because I've seen it over the years. I've trained more than 3,000 people in my life to trade gold, and I've seen it. People don't really put in the work. So I was like, okay, fine. I mean, myself, I struggled with this, since most of you guys know what happened with us on our farm. So I was like, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna just make it as much as transparent as possible out there for people to just paste any contract and get all available data about that contract. And plus, tokens can actually list themselves too, instead of waiting for 2 weeks or 1 week for CoinGecko, 1 month for CoinMarketCap, etc., etc., etc. At the end of the day, you need a place where potential holders or actual holders meet token creators or the team behind the tokens too. So that's the first step, the first phase we're starting with. It's already live, and we're adding more feature every 1 week actually. However, the debit card and the whole exchange, the whole process is going to take us up to 2 years to finalize.
That's amazing. So do you guys have a roadmap that spans for 2 years right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even our white paper is mentioned there that, okay, this white paper is only valid for 2 years. After 2 years, it's not valid, because it's going actually to be developed before 2 years. It's not going to take 2 years, but we're putting 2 years as wait.
Okay. Perfect. That's a good bulk of the introductory stuff, kind of an overview. I'm sure there's going to be some questions about that. If anybody has any that they'd like to ask, please fire away.
Right, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah,
yes.
So, I only caught part of it because I'm just doing some work. But are you saying that you're creating an app or a mechanism where you can transfer your crypto onto a Visa card?
Okay, so that's not the issue. Actually, that's not the process itself. They call it crypto spend. So whatever you do is, you can top it up with USDC or USDT or any stable token, basically, or you just swap your tokens with US dollars or any fiat currency, and you just top up your your card. And that's why it's taking us time, because we don't want to do this process. We want to do something else, basically, which is you can top up your card straight up with your stable currencies, and you feel free to spend. Assume it's the first option which is available out there. I can launch it within a month or less.
Right, I've got you. You understand? I only caught a little bit of that, so I just wanted to check that's what you were saying.
Great.
But congratulations on where you're at now. I know that you've had some struggles along the way, but you're fighting forward, and got a good team, and it looks like it's been noted. I think you've been on the top gainers this week, haven't you? On is it CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko?
Yeah, we are actually on the top, like we're like 8th top gainers on CoinGecko,
which is great. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, my friend.
Huge congrats there. That's a big deal. Yeah. And what are you guys pushing right now as far as market cap?
TBH, when talking about this, I don't really care about the token as much as I care about the app itself and the service itself. Good, because during the way over the next 2 years is going to be lots of ups and downs. Good. However, after 2 years, once we have our main services out there ready for users to use, that's when I'm going to start talking about my token and the market cap too. Because so our case is not a case that we need our token to develop our project, is the fact that we have our funds and we're not touching our token too. Good. So that's why we're not actually like paying attention to the token at the moment, that our market cap, etc., etc., etc. We're just so busy building our services and products.
The way it should be. Got your head down, doing dev things. I appreciate that a ton.
I mean, we didn't even think about it, about even CoinGecko. Just woke up one day like this, and I was like, okay, thank you, guys. It's like once you don't expect nothing, it just comes straight up to you. It just comes straight up to you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened with my token as well. CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. Yeah.
Fighting it. I want to put it on top gainers. It's never gonna be there. Seriously.
This has been great, guys. Is there any more questions that we have for our Safe Trip Finance?
I do want to know more about the card feature. I'm still not sure I understand completely. You mentioned USDT and the pegged and the BUSD, but is there a physical card, or what exactly do you mean? I'm not sure if I understood correctly or if I'm just silly.
No, all good. I'll explain it. But the thing is, I cannot give you much more details too, because privacy. However, no, there's going to be a physical card, virtual card, because we're not just going to target the European Union. I'm not just going to operate from Germany to the EU. No, I'm targeting like globe as a globe too. So it's going to be virtual and physical card. Physical card for the European Union, virtual card for basically any country. That's the case of the card. And the other answer to, which is at the moment, what you can do with your crypto spend cards, which is you deposit your crypto assets into the service provider, then you swap it or you trade it into a fiat currency, then you deposit the fiat currency into or top it up in the debit card, then you can spend.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's lots of hassle. Seriously, that's lots of hassle. Especially, I don't know, I use crypto.com, and whenever I exceed some certain amount of money that I deposit in there, sometimes it takes up to 2 days for my money to be there too, So that's not beneficial actually. And the process of me just depositing money there, then swapping it into whatever, then selling it into euro, then topping up my card with euros, then I can spend it. That takes lots of time, and especially they don't accept BIP20 tokens. They only accept ETH tokens. Get ERC20, which is even makes it longer than BIP20 too. process-wise, which is
Yeah.
pretty much not beneficial. If you want to look at it from a user point of view, yeah, okay, thank you, at least giving me the option to finally spend my crypto that I've been holding for too many years. Well, thank you for that, but you're not making it easier for me to.
No.
Once it,
No.
All right.
and
Cool,
plus
I
the
mean-
fees. Nobody mentions fees in this industry. Fees, man. Fucking fees are too massive, too high.
They
high.
are.
If you don't-
And minimum withdrawal fees. Let's not go there. We'll talk for too long. But
No,
I
minimum
heard
withdrawal fees,
one-
that's not an issue because we're going to have our own exchange. Good. So once you deposit your money with us, you ain't gonna go away. You're going to stick with us because you're gonna have or whatever you want to do in the financial industry, not just cryptocurrency. Sorry, but the market is too small. It's yet too amateur, too small there is lots of space for more people to pull up in this market. So it's yet too small as liquidity wise too. So,
yeah. Yep. So, does anyone else have any other questions
Yeah,
before?
I
I
was
feel
gonna
like I'm hogging the question stage here.
We're basically gonna just basically wrap it up here. It's been a full hour right about, so I really appreciate everybody being here with me
I
for our
have two
first
questions.
stab at this. Oh yeah, please. What's up, Raj? Go ahead.
Two questions, then I think I am sufficient with that thing because okay. So my first question is that to whom Gold Farm is doing partnership, do we get list of developers who are working with that project and whatever their profile and whatever they have done last project or how was the rating of their previous project? Because today in this date, people are who is investing their amount in a stock exchange, they are also coming to cryptocurrency, but before invest in a cryptocurrency they don't have technical things knowledge, so they definitely look at the profile of the developer who is going to develop that project. If that is a possible, we can view that profile of developer whatever partners you have, then it would be better for everyone. And second question is that will we get the information whatever partnership you have, how many holders are putting how much amount of token over there, and how much we will get in if we will put $100 in the token? Like only two questions.
Okay,
I'll answer
sorry,
both.
but I don't
I'll
speak
answer both
myself
those.
about the last two questions. They are too irrelevant. Sorry. for
No,
that.
those are for me. Those are for me. I'm sorry.
Okay, not for
Yeah.
me. Sorry, my apologies.
No, that's
My
okay. That's all right.
apologies.
So yeah, I'll address both. So as far as we've kind of been through this quite a bit over at the Gold Farm. We will have one day an auto deployer feature where tokens will be able to list themselves on the farm. It's going to be always encouraged that you do your own research before you enter your gold into any farm, because you're not forced to put your gold into any farm in particular. And all these projects are going to have, a website you can visit, a white paper you can read, an audit you can go through, and maybe even some are going to be doxed fully. When some of our projects definitely are doxed fully, 8-Bit Crypto spoke a little bit ago and they're a fully doxed project. But some are going to choose not to, and that's just the choice that they have in the crypto space, and we can't, force them to do anything other than that. So we're going to always just stick to our guns and say, you got to do your own research, because a project that's here today can always go through hardships and not be here in 3 months or 6 months. That's just not something we can forecast. So I hope that answers question number one. And number two, as far as holders and stuff, same kind of deal. You can definitely view them on any sort of charting software. Our Safe Trip Finance just mentioned that they're going to have, a full way to kind of view and monitor.
It's
tokens.
out there.
Yeah, it already
ready.
exists. So you can kind of view and, get to the Ether scan or the BSC scan from those type of sites and see how many holders in the transaction lists. But no, I don't think that we're going to have the capacity to monitor and put out stats for that. We're just going to kind of keep our focus on how much gold is in these farms and how much that return you're getting. And we will make sure that people know what that information is. Hope that answers everything. Cool. You got anything else out there? Otherwise, I think we can come to a conclusion here. It's been a really great meeting. I've really great first attempt at this. And I'd love to do it again in the future. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Awesome. I do have a couple of questions. Oh,
Oh, hang on one sec. Let's let DC chime in here real fast.
No, it's
Cody.
fine. I'll go at
Yeah.
the end. It's fine. No issues.
no,
Yeah,
no,
okay,
you're
all
good, DC. You tried to ask just before
I wanna
me
finish off.
even.
You see, I just want to close out. So you ask your
Oh,
question.
okay.
and then I'll go.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Cody, fire away.
my one's just very quick. About Safe Trip. I heard at the start of your speech you mentioned something about contract scanning or analysis on one of your D apps. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I misheard that. Is that what is live?
Yeah, and what's live is basically now the Explorer, Token Explorer, where you can paste the smart contract and basically have a chart about it, all informations about it, financial ratios, transactions, and a
So
user
like a
friendly way.
trading view chart, not
No, it's a trading view chart. It's a trading view chart. Why would you bother yourself developing a chart when you have one you can basically use, right? But
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
later on it's not going to be trading view, definitely. Later on it's not going to be trading view 100% because we're developing our own for our own exchange. So we're not gonna be using trading view anymore in the future. It's
Okay.
mainly going to be in-house.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome. Well, we're a little over time here. DC, I'm going to let you close this out. If anybody has more questions, I will gladly field them, or else visit our 3 partner telegrams and we'll have that information posted.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, OG. I just wanted to add that here at Gold Farm, we're really focusing on development. We've got quite a few developments which are going to come out in the next few weeks. One being an NFT marketplace. So we're going to have the NFT marketplace, which will be massive, to be honest. We've got a lottery similar to you guys over at 8-bit. And we have, actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'll leave one as a surprise, but let's just say that we've got a lot of development coming. Okay, I'll pass it back over to you, OG. I just wanted to mention them few things. That's all.
Hey, I always love a development
Very
piece. Thank
exciting.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you all
and,
guys for turning up as well today. It's obviously OG's putting a lot of work in. I think it's all noted, and I think it's definitely been of value. I've learned a lot around your projects. But yeah, keep going, bro.
I appreciate it a ton. And we had a way bigger turnout here than I thought we would today for our first run at it. So it's only going to get better. Very cool. All right. Thank y'all.
I'd just like to tune in quickly and just say thank you to everyone at Gold Farm. I think that like this is just a fantastic thing. My favorite thing about crypto is like I say this all the time. It's like I love being able to like make money and generate money. But outright, my favorite thing is actually just being able to engage with people from all over the world and bring communities together. And I think this is a fantastic way of being able to like get to know people from different communities, get to know more projects really intimately. And I'm really looking forward to this being something that sort of like takes off and happens a little bit more in the future.
Thanks for that input. Yeah, it means a lot, and your partnership means a ton. Look forward to developing it.
Yeah, this was truly the best AMA I've attended.
All right. Glad to hear it.
It's amazing.